doctrine. Last week I was handed a very revealing compilation that I said I would share with you tonight. I was told that these quotes were given by people who claim to be Christians. Let me read them to you and then ask yourself who you think these quotes are about. 1, his teachings are the foundations of our faith. Everything we have is a lengthened shadow of him. 2, I pray we may learn from his example, that we may incorporate into our lives the great principles which he so beautifully taught, and we ourselves might emulate him. 3, I honor and revere his name. I delight to hear it. I love it. I love his doctrine. I am his witness. 4, he died for those he loved. He reigns in realms above. 5, the more I learn of him, the more I love and revere him. 6, I look to him. I love him. I seek to follow him. 7, he not only gave us joy, happiness, and opportunity here, but also a great hope in the life to come. 8, today, this Sabbath day, in many thousands of congregations, perhaps as many as 21,000, in many areas of the earth, our people have sung or will sing praises to him. 9, of noble seed of heavenly birth, he came to bless the sons of earth. 10, he was a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. 11, church members are interested in learning more about him because they love him and they love the gospel he brought forth. Next quote, how great indeed our debt to him. Great is his glory. We stand in reverence before him. Let us not forget him. Let not his memory be forgotten in celebration of Christmas. Next quote, and he shall stand in due time on earth in the flesh to fulfill that which he is appointed. Next quote, the light provided to the world by him illuminates the confusion, clarifies the principles of the gospel, and helps lead men and women to their own eternal reward if they will but endure to the end. And the last quote, the work has been carried out. I'm not going to read this last one because it's going to reveal something. All right, so who do you think these statements are referring to? Well, let me tell you. They are from Catholic believers in what they say about the Pope. I'm kidding. I hope you don't believe that. They're actually statements made by Lutherans about Martin Luther. I'm kidding again. Muslims about Muhammad? No. How about statements from Mormons about Joseph Smith? Ah, ding, 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 we have a winner. Yes, indeed. That's right. Amazingly enough, these quotes are about the man, Joseph Smith. Now, when LDS are confronted with statements like these, they might often say something like, well, you know, the members aren't very informed and they kind of don't understand Jesus and how important he is in the religion, so they might talk about Joseph in these terms. So let's take a graphic that you're going to see on your screen and let's see who said these quotes, okay? His teachings are the foundation of our faith. Everything we have is lengthened shadow of him. President Gordon B. Hinckley, 2005. Next quote. The one I pray that we learn from his example, incorporate into our lives the great principles which he so beautifully taught. Thomas Monson in the First Presidency Today. Next quote. I honor and revere his name. I delight to hear it. I love it. I love his doctrine. I am his witness. Brigham Young. He died for those he loved. He reigns in the realms above. This comes from a hymn that was written by President John Taylor, and it was last sung by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir in October of 2005. Next quote. The more I learn of him, the more I love and revere him. Joseph B. Worthen, Apostle, 2003. Love and revere him. I look to him, I love him, I seek to follow him. Gordon B. Hinckley, 2003. He not only gave us joy, happiness, and opportunity here, but also a great hope in the life to come. L. Tom Perry, Church News, 1993. Today, this Sabbath day, in many thousands of congregations, he talks about 21,000 congregations. Gordon B. Hinckley, singing, we sing the praises of him all over the world, 1994. Next quote. Of noble seed of heavenly birth, he came to bless the sons of earth. John Taylor, another hymn he wrote. Next quote. He was a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. Professor Robert Millett. Ensign Magazine, 1994. That quote, by the way, is always associated with Jesus. Thank you, Robert. Next quote. Church members are interested in learning more about him because they love him and they love the gospel he brought forth. LDS Church historian Glenn Leonard, Church News, 1997. How great indeed is our debt to him. Great is his glory. We stand in reverence before him. Let us not forget him. Let us not his memory be forgotten in the celebration of Christmas. Gordon B. Hinckley, 1997. Oh, I can hardly finish these things. Next. And he shall stand in due time on the earth in the flesh and fulfill that which he was appointed. The Church News wrote that. And the light provided to the world by him illuminates the confusion, clarifies the principles of the gospel, and helps lead men and women to their own eternal reward if they will but endure to the end. The Church News, 1997. Two more. This is the last one. The work that has been carried out by President Young and his brethren of the 12 has been in accordance with the plans, the designs, and spirits and instructions of Joseph Smith, George Albert Smith of the First Presidency, quoted in the Church News in 1997. Members of the LDS Church, the bottom line is this is near deification of this man. This man. This whole past few months, we've been talking about what this man did relative to teenage wives. And I don't know if this doesn't prove that they hold him in higher esteem or almost up there with Jesus himself. I don't know what does. If you ever hear a Christian make a praiseworthy comment like this about another man, run, okay? Because you can't stand for this. All glory, all honor, all praise goes to God. Always goes to God. This should prove something to you if you're watching this show.